Well, Donald Trump said last week no administration has accomplished more in the first 90 days of a US presidency. Well, it's now 100 days, and to assess that, we're joined from Washington by our correspondent, Stefan Grobe. Stefan, what has he achieved in those 100 days?
I think that these first 3 months, these first 100 days were characterized by a lot of chaos because Trump is not used to the business of governing. So Trump is still trying to find his footing, find his position. He did a lot of things. He was very active, but at the end of the day, much of what he did could easily be undone because he had to rely on executive actions rather than bills passed in Congress becoming law. So successful, I'm not sure about that, but certainly very entertaining, Alistair.
And as far as other promises are concerned, repealing Obamacare and replacing it, building a wall, and also the travel ban, of course, he's come unstuck.
He promised to deliver fast within the first 100 days. The fact is he hasn't done so because he ran into the intricacies of Washington, of Congress. So healthcare is dead. It may be on life support. I'm not sure whether we see a final replacement bill. The big border wall for Trump, this is the most cherished item on his wish list, but it's a joke for most members of Congress, even if they don't say so. Trump said Mexico will pay for it. Mexico said no. So what's going to happen? The taxpayer will eventually foot the bill if a wall will ever be constructed. His immigration policy has been blocked by the courts. You mentioned that correctly. So what's left? He promised to bring jobs, especially manufacturing jobs, back to America. That is something that is beyond his control. What he accomplished so far is certainly that his core base is loyal to him, sticks with him, and as long as they do that, he has a lot of political liberty to act, which gives him a strong position in the arm twisting with Congress, Alistair.
Now, on the world stage, America First was his big rallying cry at his inauguration, as it was before. We expected a very isolationist stance. And yet, on Syria, on North Korea, well, he hasn't been quite as isolationist as we expected.
Yeah, absolutely. And he has been heavily criticized by conservative commentators that he's just another US president who, once he gets the temptation to act and throw some bombs at an airfield in Syria, he would do so. This had no impact whatsoever on the situation on the ground in Syria. But it showed that Trump is willing to act, at least timidly, when it comes to this conflict. He reversed himself on China, he reversed himself on NAFTA, on NATO. So there are a lot of issues where Trump, the president, is different than Trump, the candidate.
And just finally, Stefan, the Trump style, the Twitter storms, the accusations of fake news, the promoting of fake news, is it still the same old Donald Trump, or is there a sign that he's becoming a bit more presidential?
My impression is that he is exhausting Americans by all this, and there is a little less interest. I remember a time when every single tweet was the #1 headline in the news here. These times are definitely over. People are still, the professional Trump watchers are still looking what's going on in the building behind me, even at 7 in the morning. But Trump is a piece of art, and he has not changed so far, and I doubt that he ever will be changed.
Stefan Grobe on the first 100 days of the Donald Trump presidency. Joining us from Washington, thank you very much.